Welcome to another Horror Review Sunday. Today we are going over the 1987 Return to Horror High, starring George Clooney and Marsha, one of the chicks from the Brady Bunch. So, this movie tells the story about a film crew, low-budget horror movie that's being filmed at the high school where many years ago, in 1982, I think this takes place in like 87, that's the year it came out. So they're making a movie based on true events, where these kids got killed in '82 and the killer was never caught. So that's the story. It's a movie within a movie, and while at the same time, there's also this writer, the only survivor left, who's retelling events that happened. So it's like you got present day, and then you got the movie that was being shot there about these events that happened in '82, and there's moments where it kind of flashes back to '82, but then no, it's actually just the movie that's being filmed. So a movie within a movie, and then it jumps from this place to this place without telling you. Dream sequence here, fake out here. It's fucking all over the place. I am so confused. I don't know what the fuck happened in this movie. Did anything happen? I don't think anything did. So let's get into the things I like. I like that this movie has an ambitious, very cool concept on paper, but just poor execution. This movie is just very confusing. But I like the concept, movie within a movie. They're going there to film on location where the murders happen. They're gonna, make money off of murder because that's what Hollywood does. And you got this producer on set who has his vision, and the director has his vision, and then the screenwriter has his, and they're just this turmoil. They're like, I want blood and gore. No, I want this to be more artistic and have a message. I just want it to be a psychological thriller. That stuff happens in real life, and I like that. You get to see the behind the scenes struggle of making a movie. So this movie shines a light on that, and it's just fun to see that. I like that we get to see George Clooney. He has like a 5-minute role in this in the beginning, and then he's the first one picked off. If he is killed, I don't know. And then you get to see the security guard, the cop from Halloween 2, the guy who gets the hammer to the back of the head. And of course, you got Officer Tyler, who is from the Brady Bunch, and she is gorgeous, and she's hilarious too. Like, she was the funniest character. The humor in this movie, some of it lands, and it's supposed to be a comedy. It's like almost like a Scream movie at times. There's Scream-like humor where it's like, why do people always want to go to the basement without a flashlight? There's just things like that. You're like, that's a Scream joke. Like, that's meta humor. It's poking fun at the genre. So if you like Scream, you might like this, although it's not going to be as coherent as Scream. You're not going to know what the fuck is even going on.
Make it poignant, redeeming. Life is wonderful crap. Give me a lot of hope. Hope. And set it in the locker room shower so they're naked.
And so, yeah, I like the producer. His character was funny as well. And Officer Tyler and the producer were funny. Outside of that, I don't like anything else about this movie. It's a very incoherent story. By the end of it, you're like, okay, I don't know what happened and what didn't, and I don't care. The story's not interesting anymore. I didn't care who the fucking killer was. If there was a killer, 2, 3, I don't know. It's just so... There's no gore, there's no real kills, and there's no on-screen kills, really, and the ones that you do see on screen are just the kills within the movie, so you know it's fake. And just the score and the soundtrack is awful. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. There's this weird dumb love scene with a dumb song playing over it. Their chemistry, the couple, the cop who was just hired at the last second to be in the movie, and the main girl in the movie who's playing 3 characters within that movie. They're just instant connection. Somehow on this low budget film, they get like over 3-4 weeks of shooting. It's like, they have like a whole month or something. Like, we're going to be here a whole month. Like, when he's talking to the producer, like, you're going to make us all live here on location and not be able to go to a hotel, you cheapskate. Like, they're going to be there that long? That's not that low budget. So they somehow have time to do all this investigation shit, and just they have all these moments together where like you're playing three characters on a low budget film. You should be busy. You should be studying lines. You don't have time for all that shit, but she does somehow. It just makes no sense. There's a lot of things that don't make sense, like the sandbox thing and how like when they go into it later, like all the sand doesn't just go down with it; it just somehow stays up. And then when the one guy like goes to the sandbox and he's looking down, all of a sudden blood's dripping on his face. Is it reverse gravity or something? Where's the blood coming from? That makes no sense. You're gonna hear that a lot. Makes no sense. So yeah, the score sucks, the soundtrack sucks, and the chemistry between these two characters sucks. The characters as a whole, a lot of them just suck. I had some good laughs from the producer character and Officer Tyler from the Brady Bunch. Her character eating the like hot dog or whatnot. And she seems to get off on death. Almost makes her a red herring. She's rubbing the blood on her chest, and just over the top bad performances, but they're only like very over the top when it's the movie within it. So that makes sense, but then the killer, he's very over the top, but that's not supposed to be the movie. That's supposed to be real life. So that was over the top bad performance, but bad in a way like Sleepaway Camp where you can kind of just laugh at it because it's very zany. It's very over the top. Just like what he's doing with his tongue and his hands, he's just weird. But the ending of this movie is completely terrible. I just hated it. Makes no fucking sense whatsoever. And the killer's mask within the movie is terrible too. It's not creative at all. I don't know what the hell it is. And the whole like cult robe, like he's like one of the guys in Halloween 6, like trying to like brainwash Michael Myers. The whole cult robe thing. And Mr. Clean, like, gloves. It's just a bad get up. We get a dream sequence, which is completely bullshit. It's over 5 minutes long. Who the hell do you think you are, Rob Zombie, Halloween 2? So, like, in her dream, she sees the killer who ends up actually being the killer-ish. Is that a coincidence? I thought, like, and then she sees the killer wearing the outfit. So, but that makes sense because I thought, yeah, all right, I guess that makes sense. Like, she sees the killer wearing that one outfit, and that is the outfit that I guess that they're wearing within the movie. But I thought that was just the outfit that the actual killer was wearing. So I don't know, whatever. It's just fuck me. Like how in horror movies it's so easy to decapitate people. They just take like a meat cleaver and they go bam, and your head's just off. Like no, it would take a few chops to get that head off. But anyways, it's just so dumb. Like it's just fake out to fake out, and I get it because of the premise. It's a movie within a movie, so you would expect some fake outs. But then you got a fake out within like a fake out / dream sequence. It's just double the fake out. It's so confusing. But here's the thing. Also, something that I kind of noticed halfway through, like once I saw the movies within the movie, I was like, well, damn, like this director within the movie is directing his movie just like the director outside directing the entire picture. Like Bill Froehlich, or whoever directed this, he directs the movie itself like it's the movie within it. There's no difference in style and camera angles and movement. It's all the same. Therefore, you never know, okay, is this real or is this not real? Is this... And then, like, is this the 82 flashback? I thought, nope, it's the movie within it. Like, am I confusing you? Because that's how, like, if you're confused right now, that's how you're going to feel throughout this entire fucking film if you watch it. So, yeah, whatever. Final thoughts. This is just a very confusing, incoherent story with bad direction. Some over-the-top performances. No on-screen kills. No gore. I don't think anybody actually died. It's very lame. So, yeah, just you got George Clooney. You got a familiar face from Halloween 2. That's about it. Like, there's some funny moments. You got the one cop and the producer. Other than that, it's just okay. It's okay, but it's just such poor execution of story, and the motivation you get from the main killer and these people. It's just, it makes no sense. It's just insane. I don't know what the tone. It goes from comedy in present day to serious in the movie within it. It's just all over the place. So when it comes to Return to Horror High, I gotta say that this movie is just wasted time. Now, the hottest chick in this movie is Officer Tyler, the girl from the Brady Bunch. I thought she was the best character too. And the best scene in this movie is towards the end with Principal versus Blake and just the dialogue and over-the-top performances there. So now let's get well into the spoilers. All right, so the credits, they open and it says starring in pieces. Like they all got mutilated. So this movie is telling you that people are going to get mutilated, but nobody actually does. So it's lying to you. And then we get some gratuitous nudity. You got this girl showing her tits, and then like it cuts away. He grabs her boob, and it's clearly fake, and he like throws it and it explodes. So you got like an exploding tit. Then you got George Clooney. He's quitting. I just thought it was funny because the producer's like, whatever. He sucked. He was a terrible actor anyways. He's not going to make it big. Come to find out, George Clooney, he made it big. He's not that bad of an actor. But he gets killed, but does he? Does he? I don't know. He doesn't get revealed later on. He doesn't like come out of the sheets like, oh, I'm still alive. So it's like there's people dying, but they don't care. Like there's no remorse for those people. Did they die? I don't know. And I like how George Clooney's character, he's trying to leave this. Well, it's not the studio. It's the actual on-set location, like the school. He's trying to leave in wardrobe, in his cop outfit. You would have to take that shit off. It's a low-budget film. So that's especially a no-no. They're like, no, we need that outfit. All right, that cost us. Leave it here. He's just going to leave with the outfit on, and he's like having a hard time like leaving. He's like, where's the exit? It's like, you don't know how to get out of school? And he's like yelling across the hall, I guess at the killer, but we don't see him. So it's like he's talking to nobody. And then he goes to the room and there's blood dripping. It's like, whose blood is that? Who died? And then he gets pushed inside by the killer. And this killer has unbelievable strength. So yeah, then we see this janitor. And I like that in this movie, the killer is cleaning up after himself. We actually get to see like the guy mopping it up. So he's like cleaning the evidence. And then we see this janitor and he's like, I'm going to be in the movie. And and then I'm going to get famous. I'm going to start doing porno like I've always wanted. I got a 10-inch dick strapped to my legs. Like, he's talking about how big his dick is. He's just so over the top.
I'm going to do some of them pussy films.
Pornos.
Yes, so what? That's why. Got 10 inches strapped to the leg right here. Just ran to go.
Come to find out, that janitor is the principal who committed the 1982 murders. And so was the janitor ever real? Am I to believe that the principal was always that janitor? Or did he kill the janitor at some random point? And maybe that's whose blood that was dripping? So he killed him before George Clooney? Maybe? I don't know. Up for interpretation. So I'm supposed to believe that maybe he killed the janitor and somehow became Tom Savini and knew how to make a fucking fake head / mask, Mission Impossible style, and wear it. And then like later on, when he's like revealed, they take his face off, and he goes from black guy to white guy, and his hands, like his hands, after they take the mask off, his hands turn white. They went from black, but then once the black face mask was taken off, now his hands are white. Along with it's just dumb. Am I supposed to believe that room of skeletons at the end is real? Like that's real. Like that was actually there the whole time, and that's where the actual victims in 1982 were stored away, and no cops ever found that? And then the bodies, these fake people, they never checked a pulse. I guess they say they were mutilated, but they're all one piece. They're all in one piece. They're never actually mutilated. They never checked the pulse. And there's no coroners on site. There's no EMTs. It's just cops. And they leave the one suspect, the one survivor who's telling them what happened. I guess they just buy his story so much that they're like, all right, we're going to go into the basement. You just stay outside the school by yourself with no one watching you because we ain't got no more questions for you. You're good to go. Like, bullshit. Bad police work. That would never fucking happen. Oh my god. This is so bad, the writing. Never check the pulse. Not going to keep an eye on this guy who's the lone survivor. It's just bullshit across the board. The sandboxing makes no sense. Like, the one guy goes in, he falls into the sandbox because somehow the killer underneath just knew he was above there, so he grabbed him, pulled him down. But then was that the real killer? Did that guy really die? I didn't see him at the end. And then the other guy, he just steps into the noose and it's convenient. But then again, that's just part of the movie. So that actually was set up. I don't know. And then, like, the fan thing was a cool setup, but then come to find out that wasn't the real kill, so that never happened. Was that scene with the principal talking to the main girl with the towel on her head, was that a movie within it, or was that just behind the scenes shit going on? Because he was acting shifty. And they somehow found out that he was the killer. We find out his motivation. He's like, my daughter, Kathy, was banging this cop, present day, this cop who went to the same high school, so did the screenwriter, and he got her pregnant, so she got an abortion, and then I killed her. According to Wikipedia, because I had to look it up. He killed his daughter because she got pregnant, and then just said, all right, I'm going to go murder these other people at my school, and then get away with it somehow, and not actually take vengeance on the person who impregnated my daughter. That makes no sense. And then they don't even know that the screenwriter is related to him. Like, that's revealed. Like, that's the, the stinger at the end, the cliffhanger. Like, oh my gosh, not only did he have a daughter, but he had a son who's trying to tell his story. It's just, what? Like, he just is supernatural now. Like, the dad gets javelined, the principal, the actual killer supposedly, gets javelined and then gets shot 1,000 times by the cops and then somehow survives that bullshit we're led to believe. I would like to think that the screenwriter is just fucking crazy and he's just envisioning his dad at the end. I like the scene where the guy he's playing a dead guy, he's got like an axe in his head, and he's asking the director, he's like, what's my motivation? What's my motivation? He's like, you have no motivation, you are a fucking corpse. That was funny. And just like the over-the-top dialogue and performances within the movie, like the teacher in the movie within it, it's just a complete dick to the student. Like, you are a waste of life, quit breathing, kill yourself. And then the jock within the movie is like a rapist. He's like following the girl who said no. He can't take no for an answer, so he's like following her into the girls' locker room. And then there's all kinds of gratuitous nudity there, so that's cool. And then the girl's like, no, I'm not gonna go out with you. So he picks up a naked girl in the locker room over his shoulders, and he's like, if you don't go out with me, I'm gonna take this naked chick out into the halls. And it's like, and if that was real life, suspended, arrested, something. But this is just the movie within the movie, so therefore I can, you can just look past it, I guess. It's just bullshit. And then, like, so she's like, okay, I'll go out with you. And, just so he would put her down, and then she actually does go out with him. Like, she could have just said yes, wink, wink, got him to leave, and then not actually go through with it, but she goes through with it. Within the movie. So yeah, I like how the teacher within the movie, he's like, he like has sex with all his students, and then if they are terrible or something, he gives them bad grades. So like this one chick is like, how come I'm getting C's now? He's like, have you seen yourself lately? You look awful. C. It's like, she looked pretty damn hot to me. A. And the teacher gets dissected, and that's actually happening within the movie. So that's like an on-screen death within the movie. So it's not real. That's not a real kill. But yet the MPAA actually had that scene cut some. Why? Then they see the director and producer's heads floating like on these crates, like they're dead. And then they go into the basement, and that's when they find the killer, and they have the confrontation. And I like when, he's trying to play crazy too, Blake, the cop. He's like, whatever, kill her. I'm going to go home and watch football. That whole conversation is just hilarious and crazy. I was like, what the fuck's going on? And because you start to think maybe he is crazy too. But so then he javelins the main killer. I mean, that's risky shit too. Like, he could have actually killed the girl, Callie, whatever her name is, while you were doing that. Like, so that was a risky move. But that doesn't make sense. They saw, so what? The producer and director at some point said, okay, we're going to play dead. The killer's not going to know we're all faking our deaths somehow. He doesn't know what we're up to, even though he's part of the crew. He's a technical advisor. So we're all going to fake our deaths. The killer's not going to know about it. You're going to find our bodies. You're going to act shocked, and then you're going to go in the basement, and you're going to kill the bad guy. Well, what if they didn't kill the bad guy, and they got killed instead? What was your game plan then? It makes no fucking sense at all. Oh my god. I mean, they see their heads and they act shocked. Like, oh, but it was all a fucking game. Like, it was all part of the plan. What? After he kills him, he javelins him, he goes, class dismissed, because you gotta have that one-liner. And what's the point of even dressing up like the janitor? Was that like gonna be his patsy, the guy who never technically existed? Or did he exist and he just took on his appearance somehow? With the world's greatest makeup ever. And then, yeah, the principal's still alive. And the cops think that the killer's still on the loose because they go outside. All the bodies are missing. And there's just, this is a bad movie. I'm sorry. It just is. I know I probably skipped some stuff, but fuck it. I'm done talking about this movie. It is just bad. I did not like the story as a whole. The execution. It's just incoherent. It doesn't make sense. Plot holes aplenty. So yeah, those are the end of my thoughts. And yeah, killer lives on. There's a sequel. No, there's not a sequel, thank God, because this movie only made like $1 million and the movie cost $1 million to make, so no return profit there. Maybe they should have took the producer's advice within the movie, who was saying that they needed more blood and guts and tits. They should have listened to him. Maybe they would have gotten a return. But instead, they decided to make it all April Fool's Day-like, and no kills, no gore. There's some boobs, but this movie's story is just the weakest part of it. It's just the story. It's just confusing as fuck. The killer's motivation, the actual killer's motivation, makes no sense. And then, just very briefly, like, the special effects artist who was working on the movie, he gets in the van, and he's wearing the gloves that the killer was wearing, and he's like, next time it'll be real. What the fuck does that mean? Like, he's real? Like, he's the killer? Like, he was playing the killer within the movie, and now he's acting like he's actually going to murder people at some point. It's just dumb. So yeah, fuck this movie. I'm done talking about it. What are your thoughts on Return to Horror High? Do you like it? I'm sure there's some fans out there. I don't get it. Explain it to me. So those are my thoughts. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you like what you've seen, hit this like button, share it with all your friends, become a Patreon to request movie reviews, and become a subscriber if you haven't done so already, just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.